Yo, what's up, guys? Now, this is pretty soon for me. I'm trying to get consistent with the uploads and lock in. So today, I'm going to talk about a movie that you may have heard of. I don't know. But, no, seriously, guys. I would just like to start to say that I just watched the first Dune movie last night for the first time, right before I saw this one. So these two films are very fresh in my brain. I knew about the first one, of course, for a while, but I don't know. I just never got the urge to watch it until I realized that this one was coming out. So I was like, it's like, why not? Why not? Let's see what the hype is about, And, yeah, the hype is real, guys. The first movie is really, really good. Definitely not a perfect movie, but it's damn good. I feel like this one was paced a little better, and it is most definitely funnier than the first one. The first film relied heavily on exposition, and I can't really blame it, because this world has a lot to take in, and you must be wide awake to get the full picture of this narrative. And that's not to say that the exposition stops at the first movie, because there's definitely a lot of it in the second. I just feel as though this one was paced better, One thing they both have in common, though, is the gorgeous cinematography. Both of these movies look incredible, and honestly, you can just watch it for the richness of these shots. These movies are the definition of a motion picture, guys. I also have to give a huge shout out to the costume designers and the VFX team, because all these different characters, these different families and factions in this world look really, really good and look so distinguishable. Like, the aesthetic, especially of the villains, looks so cool. Like, they just look so slimy and nasty. It looks so nice. I don't know. The main character, Paul, is really good in this movie. You really understand his struggle, and his choice at the end will really make or break how you feel about him. Honestly, I can say that about this entire ending, because, of course, I'm not a nerd, so I've never read the books. So I had no idea what was going to happen in the end. And after each major decision, I was on the edge of my seat, just anxious on how the story was going to conclude. And I would say that the ending of this will have people questioning if they like this or not, because I would say that this narrative in general, in my opinion, is really for a niche audience. It's not your average Hollywood blockbuster or sci-fi big budget film. There aren't characters doing winks at the camera, trying to get a reaction out of the audience, or just making unnecessary jokes. You'll be fully immersed in this world, and a lot of the time, I honestly forgot that I was watching a movie. And I don't say that about a lot of films, guys. And the public perception of this movie won't be one-sided in my eyes. I think you will see a lot of differing opinions on this movie, and I really think that's a great thing to have. All the actors in this movie are doing an amazing job, and they brought out some big guns for this one. I did not expect this many heavy hitters to be in this, I'm not gonna lie, because I try to stay away from trailers. I watch maybe one and then just be like, okay, I'm done. I'm already hyped for the movie. And the action in this movie hits really hard, man, and I mean really hard. It's not so much explosions and stuff that will get some audiences tired, and there was no action sequence where I wasn't in awe of what I was looking at. And the action, because in some movies, the action will make you feel like it'll be cool in some points, but then it'll just be long and dragged out, especially in sci-fi films. Like, the action scenes will just go on and on and on to the point where it's kind of boring, and a fight should never be boring. And the hand-to-hand combat is so good in this movie. It feels like characters that you care about are in genuine danger. And not just that, the combat is heightened because we actually care about these characters. It's done in a way where it doesn't feel like our heroes are invincible. Now, my only real problems with this movie, and the last one also, that some characters that I feel like they want us to care about a little bit more, or at least for me, they weren't fleshed out enough, and I didn't really feel much when something happened to them, at least like a couple of them. I was just like, oh, okay, well, that just happened, It was just a couple moments where I wish some of the characters got some more time to shine. And I know that I may be asking for too much, because this movie is already almost 3 hours long, but runtime for a movie has never shied me away from watching it. And I know you guys agree with me, because just look at this shit. This was 4 fucking hours, and almost everyone I talked to loved this shit. So just adding 10 to 15 minutes of runtime won't hurt this level of film, guys. Trust me. And I know we're just praising the movie for the action scenes, having characters that we cared about, and wanting to see them to succeed. And while that is true, I just feel like one or two characters should have gotten a little more love. Just one more little nitpick is this movie makes a decision towards the end of it, of the first act and beginning of the second, that I just feel like was a little rushed. And if you've seen the movie, you might know what I'm talking about. I just feel like a certain character dynamic could have taken a little bit more time to develop, at least for me. But guys, there isn't much I can say wrong about this movie, man. Definitely give it a watch if you haven't, and definitely cannot stress this enough. Watch the first one before you watch this one. And in the future, I can definitely see myself doing an in-depth review of these movies and really dive into what makes them so great. Because with this, it's a little hard for me to review this without kind of giving away things that are happening. Because there's a lot of things that happen in this movie, guys. But yeah, guys. And thanks again, guys, for everyone watching my videos. And I'll be back soon for more. Love you guys. Peace.